Yes, good afternoon. This is yours truly, Ambrose Obi. I wanted us to discuss on how to protect your property rights in Nigeria. And if you have looked at my other videos, you will find that I have said again and again, discuss again and again your rights to own a property. In fact, um, for every Nigerian, you have a right to own a property anywhere in Nigeria. This is a recognition of your fundamental right as enshrined by the Constitution under the Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution for you to own a property. Now, you could buy that property from family or customary owners. Customary owners of the land are those who will have settled, maybe they are the first settlers on the land, or they acquired the land by conquest or by purchase even. And then customary purchase have been. And then you also have situations where you have to buy the property up outrightly. Now, for those ones, the law is very clear on what you should do when you buy from family owners, customary owners. The law is very clear on what you should do. The actual and appropriate documentation must be done. Deed of assignment to ensure your interest is covered, and that interest must also ultimately be registered. That will help to secure your interest in that property. It is also proper that after you have bought and then you want to develop, you should also proceed to ensure that you do your building approval. And if it's an estate, also ensure that your layout is also processed. These are also very important. It's also very critical to note that since the Land Use Act in 1978, interest created in land transactions are in most cases now a leasehold interest of 99 years in most cases. And so a leasehold is an interest created for a term minimum 5 years, which makes it registrable. And then you have the maximum in most cases under our law 99 years. And but also it's also important to note that these customary rights, as I have mentioned before, are also provided for as deemed right under the Land Use Act. So this is very important. So you have a property, there are steps you must take. The first step is to ensure the physical occupation, physical possession of the land. How do you do that? You could begin by fencing it off, ensuring that there is a fence on it, and then if it is possible for you, develop it. This will announce to the whole world that you are in occupation of that particular piece of land. However, if you don't have this means yet, then it's also very advisable that you must take every legal step to perfect your title, because by virtue of that Land Use Act as well, despite your purchase from the customary owners, it is important that you begin to take steps to either perfect your title by processing a CFO if there was no CFO on it, and then if the land has a root of title already, then you also proceed to ensure that you have a consent for the transaction from the governor. Why do you need to do that? Because the land itself, from the time of that enactment of the Land Use Act, the governor is seen as holding the land in trust for the people. I believe that these points are material, and these steps, once taken, will help you to protect your interests, especially in these times where demolitions are commonplace all over the place. So you must ensure that you take the right steps to protect your rights and your property. I believe that this information is material and they are very instructive. You are welcome. Thank you so much.